Good morning. Lovely sunny day again. I hope you're all well. Today's readings are taken from Acts 16 to 20. Quite a lot to read and absorb. But the main question that comes across is, how do we seek God's will? And what will happen if we don't do exactly what he wants and get it wrong? Recently, everyone's been involved in making major decisions that have affected their whole lives. Do we follow the rules by the government to the letter? Do we stay inside on days like today where the sun is shining and the sky is blue? I know some days in the recent past when the sun has been shining, I have just wished that I could jump into the car and go for a walk along the seafront or travel and get an ice cream. Could I even get away with travelling to visit my son in Darlington? FaceTime is just not the same as meeting loved ones in person. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one who's had thoughts like these. But common sense has prevailed, and I have not done any of them. Instead, I have had valuable time with Lucy at home. I've read the Bible, followed the E100 Bible reflection sessions, something that I know I would not have had time to do if life was normal. In a way, Paul was like this, as he had big decisions that needed to be made at the start of his journey. How could he know what was expected of him? To some of us, it might seem easier to make our own decisions and then convince ourselves that God would agree with those. But that can get us into trouble. Just like I probably would have done if I'd gone to the seaside, travelled for an ice cream, or gone to visit my son. Instead, it is better to pray and wait for the Holy Spirit to guide us. At first, Paul seems a little confused about what he's been asked to do, and I can definitely relate with this. But both times with Paul, God intervened and showed him the right way. If we open our hearts to God, then he will intervene in our lives when we need support, and this will allow us to step out in faith even if we are not sure of the way we're travelling. It's important to realise that God will not desert us even if we do head off in a different direction, but he will always steer us back to the right path. We are reminded in the readings of all the times that Paul and the people with him suffered on their journey. He complains to God that it was him that told him to go to Macedonia, and this proves to me that sometimes God's work does not always look as if it is going to work out, but he uses our weaknesses to bring us back in the right direction. And throughout we should remain focused on the ministry of the word and listen to him. To end, I found this prayer about knowing God's will. It's also known as the brick wall prayer. God, you know us better than we know ourselves. You know our fears and our desires. You know how much we want this. You know how much we will be devastated if this doesn't happen. We know you love us. We know you have a plan for us. Please, Lord, don't let our desires blind us to your will. If this is not your plan for us, throw us up against a brick wall. Give us an obstacle we cannot get past. Help us to follow your will. Give us peace about whatever it is to come, and if this fails through, we know it is your hand. Thank you for loving us. Amen. So today, I hope that you will listen to what God's will is for you. And even if you don't achieve it or you hit a brick wall, just remember God is there for you, for all of us. I hope you have yet another lovely day, and thank you for listening.